this is the normal at track mode. You can see that it's not really a lot of movement on the lamps. There's not a lot of memory available to the original ROM. It doubled the ROM size. The original board set has 27 16s on it, which are 2K apiece for a total of 4K. You changed the jumpers and made it be able to handle 4 27 16s or 2 27 32s for a total of 8K of program space, most of which I used for the enhanced track mode that I added to the machine, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, now we're going to boot up to the advanced the track mode. You can see it's got a lot more movement. Got some nice wave effects on it. A lot of different things that you can do with it. I wrote a script processing engine. The script processing engine actually takes inputs, almost like a programming language. It actually wasn't that hard to write. I was surprised how quickly it came together. Of course, it took a long time to actually debug it. As usual, programming is about 20% actual coding, and then you spend 80% of your time looking for and fixing the bugs. One of the harder things to do is to actually identify what each of the lamps actually are. It's not really written down anywhere, and it's not immediately obvious which are which. You kind of have to read the whole code to figure it out. I've been steadily commenting the code. I disassembled it with the pin main debug. And I actually wrote a test script that all it did was just go through the entire lamp matrix in order, one lamp at a time, and it put what step it was on the displays. Some of the other enhancements that I've done to the machine, I'll show you in a second. One of the enhancements concerns the performance off of these drop targets right here. This drop target bank, it's fully 5 memory drop targets, and it really only uses them to switch between the different bonus levels. You got 2 targets up, get you 2x, 3 targets will be 3x, 4 targets up is 4x, and then all 5 go up for 5x. The problem is, because they're memory drop targets, there's a delay, and if you hit these targets down, there's a pop-bumper right here. Very often, while the targets are resetting, the pop-bumpers don't respond at all. You don't get any points for it, and they don't pop, and it kind of makes for some dead pop-bumper action. Even EMs don't have that problem because they have separate relays for that. So what I did was I rewrote the drop target routine to drop these 2 targets at the same time, and what that does is after you collect the 2x, these are the 2 targets that come down, rather than waiting for the whole bank to reset and then this target and this target knocked down individually. It actually, when it pulls this one in, both of them go down. Really, all you have to do for that is, use the modified code. You could probably even do it on the regular one, but it's still activating the second solenoid, even if it's not still up. So you're still going to have that delay problem. Here, I'll see if I can demonstrate that. Okay, it drops normally for the first ball because the ball is not in play yet, so it doesn't matter. You go ahead and hit them down. And you see how it dropped both of them at once? Normally it wouldn't do that. For the next set of drops, it's only one, so it doesn't matter, and then the performance can be the best right there. It makes a big difference in the flow of the game, and I think it was really kind of an essential upgrade. The stand-up targets over here kind of do the same thing. You get them all down, and there's a delay while it's lighting the extra ball. I'm not really sure why. I probably could look into that. It's not as serious as the drop bank because usually you don't hit these stand-up targets and then have to worry about a pop bumper right away. One of the other enhancements that you can see on the score displays is if you're familiar with these games and the later Stern boards that had the more memory, the MPU 200 games, you'll notice that the score, I'm playing a one-player game, and I've only got one score up. The other 3 displays are blank. Factory behavior for MPU 100 games like Trident, all 4 displays would be on. They'd be showing 0 even if you were playing just a one-player game, and I just don't think it makes the look very polished. So I added the feature that it'll do that, and you'll see if I add a player 2 will write up, we're up to 2 players, player 3, and player 4. The other thing I did with the displays is you'll also notice normally you get all 4 zeros when you boot up your machine. Something I did was those are the last 2 games that I played, full games. Once you play the full game, it remembers your scores on the games, and when you reboot the machine, the scores are already loaded, however many players you played, and the other ones are blank. Again, just like the MPU 200 games are. It's kind of just an extra little feature that I kind of like, a little touch. Something else that's in those MPU 200 games is once you're playing the game, depending on 3 or 5 ball game, after your next to last ball, your penultimate ball, the last ball will give you the current high score to date will show for a couple seconds on all the player displays, and then it'll launch it again. And let's see that again. It's kind of a neat little feature. I always thought it set Stern games apart from Bally's and other games manufacturers. Gottlieb did it on a couple games. I think Haunted House and Black Hole had it because they had the extra display. Again, I took advantage of the extra memory that was available to me, and I just added those features. One last feature that I added to the game is normally you have 4 slingshots on this game. The bottom 2 just give you 10 points. The top 2 is labeled on the playfield that it's advanced bonus and 1,000 points. Now I left it at 1,000 points. I could have changed it. I found the routine that handles the switches, and I can make it score anything I want. Really, it could score 30,000 on the sling if I wanted to. It would be really easy to change it to score 1,000, 100, or 10. If I start to get high scores where I'm turning over the machine a lot and I haven't written the 7-digit upgrade yet, I don't know if this game really needs a 7-digit upgrade. It's actually not that easy if you crank up the back. But hitting a slingshot and getting a bonus step, that was always kind of bogus to me. You can see that the bonus ladder when I'm hitting it is not advancing. This game tops out at 19,000 bonus, and really the only thing on the playfield that scores bonus are the 2 rollovers here, the rollover over here, and the stand-up target. Nothing else in the playfield actually scores bonus, so I can see why they made it so that the slingshots are scoring bonus. But that's kind of silly to me, so I didn't want to max out the bonus easily. You can get a thing going where you have the slings going back and forth, and then all of a sudden you've got 20,000 in bonus, and you're maxed out. I might look into actually lighting the top eject hole to reset your bonus, similar to Gottlieb's countdown. That would kind of be a neat feature. Of course, the playfield's not actually labeled for it, so it could really confuse the heck out of people if they didn't expect it. That's actually settable via dip switch, the behavior. If you don't like the bonus being scored, you can set the dip switch 22 is what I use. Normally on use, I set that on. And then after, if you want the original factory behavior, it's settable back. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of difference, but if these ROMs get out in the field and somebody gets a machine and they don't know what they have, at least they can turn it on and off if they left an RGP.